Welcome back. Starting your own business is something many people try to do, and you don't have to be a grown-up these days to take a whack at it, okay? Andrea Evans and Gabrielle Jordan are here with us this morning to tell us more about the mini entrepreneur trend. And this is a big thing that's kind of exploded over the last few years, right?
Right. Children have been encouraged by their parents. They're watching Shark Tank. They're feeling inspired. So they're mini moguls.
That's wonderful.
Is it hard to do? Take an idea and then make it something that becomes a business and even a career?
Well, I don't think it's hard. I think the hard thing is implementing that idea, protecting it. I'm an intellectual property attorney, so I like to tell my clients to patent their inventions, trademark their brands, and copyright their written materials.
Okay, and there's going to require some research for that. Let's start with Gabrielle here. Years ago, you came up with an idea, and you have been able to groom that and make it your thing now. You are a mini mogul.
Yeah.
How impressive.
How old are you?
I'm 17 now.
And when did it start for you?
9 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you could teach a lot of people how to do stuff.
And that really was kind of the idea behind what I've taken my business to be at this point. You know, I started with jewelry, right? And as I went through this, I kind of learned so much, more than I really expected, a lot of ups and downs, and figuring out, leadership skills and things I don't think I would have learned without it. And because of that, I decided that I wanted to start a mentoring institute, a place where young people could come and learn about entrepreneurship and start businesses themselves and learn, how do they patent, how do they copyright, how do they protect their brand as well.
Well, let's talk briefly. I know we don't have a lot of time, but where do you start when your child says, I have this great idea?
Well, the first thing is, of course, encourage them, but you want to do research. You can go to free tools like google.com just to research the name, because one of the biggest mistakes is children start a business, they have these good names, but they're not very strong names. So the worst thing that could happen is you don't seek the help of an attorney, create a business, and have to change the name because someone else is using the name. So definitely do your research and schedule a consultation to determine your options.
And I would imagine that being persistent is a pretty big skill, a
For
pretty big
sure.
tool as well.
For sure. I think, discipline, persistence, and just being able to be, being willing to go to people and ask for help and to figure out what needs to be done. Yeah.
How do you overcome a setback? Because I've had a little bit of an entrepreneurial endeavor as well, and I know there's constantly setback.
Yeah.
But you really grow from that, don't you?
That's definitely the point. I think those setbacks are really what push you forward, or what you learn from. I think the only point when you're really learning is when you're failing, and so definitely, like me in business, it's been a constant up and down, and I think it's really about taking in those moments where failures are happening and not letting it be like the end-all be-all, and just learning from those mistakes.
And you did go through all this firsthand, so give us one example, one of the biggest mistakes that you made that you really learned a big lesson from.
I definitely would say it's about hiring kind of the right people and knowing who's on your team. I've definitely had mistakes when it came to having the right people on my team to really help and build my business, and I think it's important, like having someone like Miss Andrea, where she knows what she's doing, right? And so it's important to have people that know what they're doing and to really be able to have confidence in someone so that they can really help you to grow your business as much as you want to grow your own.
So you are a young woman right now. You have many, many years ahead of you. Do you have this growing? Do you want to start something new? Like, what's the next step for you?
Definitely growing 100%. I want to be able to, provide more jobs for my business and probably create other businesses as well. And Excel Youth Mentoring Institute is very close to my heart. Probably creating a nonprofit so that I can be able to really reach other kids, not just in America, but across the world.
So have a dream, be persistent, and then make sure you have a real strong, business-minded...
To know how to patent and copyright and
protect you.
And let's also not forget, you've been doing this since you were 9, so you were going to school at the same time. So parents' support is big, or family support, right?
For sure, 100%. My parents are a huge backbone for me.
Well, good job. We are so proud of you.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget her name and
It's a
face.
new year. No,
Yeah.
we won't. New year, new ideas, new businesses.
Right.
Everything starts fresh.
Thank you so much to the both of you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
I want to give a quick shout out to my 7 developers, my SEPTA pipers, who've stuck with us through thick and thin. Unlike